How much do you really like change? If you're like most business owners, that new year means new strategies, and new strategies mean new tactics. So if you're constantly running around trying to find that new trend, here are three things that you have to look forward to coming 2023. Well, the first thing has already been rolled out, and that was last week. It was about Google's scrolling page one. Now, for me, I love to pay to play. All my systems are ran through paid advertising. And so I don't really have to worry about that as a tactical switch because everything that I do is going to put me in the first, second, or third placement on that page one now, due to the way that we create our systems, our ad campaigns, and develop the offers. So that's not an issue for any of me or my clients, but it might be something that triggers you to go, well, what do I have to do different? So make sure you're keeping an eye on what Google has just rolled out, which is that scrolling page one. Now, the second thing that you have to worry about as a business owner and your marketing going into 2023 is going to be the AI, debacle. There's a big battle right now with the new apps that are being rolled out. And so many business owners are relying on these robots, these apps that are going to be building out AI. So the copy is now being done by robots. The creatives are now being created by robots. And in the next few years, you're going to be able to actually say into Google, right? Hey, Google, create me a campaign with this particular keyword and targeting this particular interest. And you're not even going to have to use any of the campaign setup. It's going to be done for you based on your voice commands. But if you don't know how to actually command those robots, if you don't know exactly what input to place, then you're never going to get the right output. It's the same thing with a business system. You got to be able to know how to analyze the data, create new input so that you get a new output. So you can analyze the data, you can create a new input, get a new output, analyze the data. It's a feedback loop. And the same thing is going to be done over the next few years with your AI, in inquisition. So no matter what you're looking at right now, as far as, well, I don't know how to write copy, so I'm going to go into the artificial intelligence world and get them to write it for me because I don't have enough resources to hire out for, let's say, an internal marketing team. That could be a good step for you. But you have to remember that you only get out from those artificial intelligence apps what you put in. So if you're putting in a crappy input, you're not going to get a solid output. You're still going to get a crappy output. And that's really the next step for you, is to make sure, are you studying the right types of inputs? Are you understanding what it's going to be required from you as the voice commander to be able to get the output from these robots that are going to make you satisfied? That's going to get your market to be excited. That's going to pull them in, keep them there, and then develop the relationship so it could lead to a sale. Because again, like I said, if you put in crappy inputs, you're going to get crappy outputs. So the first thing again is the Google scrolling page one. The second thing is going to be the AI takeover, where you're going to have to really deal with all of the AI copy and the AI creatives, and then figuring out how to actually put something into that voice command or that written command so you get back something that's actually going to be profitable and successful. Now, the third thing is going to be the videos and the importance of them. Now, the reason why the videos haven't slowed down is because people need interaction. That's why the robots still need a human to type in the commands, because you're always going to have to know what people are thinking, get inside their head, use their thoughts as a way of entering the conversation, and then develop the pathway to success. That can never happen through just written text. You've got to have videos like how the one you're watching right now to develop that relationship so that that person on the opposite end can see exactly what it is that they're getting. If you're selling products, you got to have videos. Just makes sense. But for some reason, when you get into selling services, a lot of service-based business owners do not have videos on their website. They don't have videos on their social media channel. They don't have videos going in their emails. And the reason why is because A, they're really nervous about getting behind the camera, or two, it's about making sure that they always make the excuse, right? I don't know what to say. And so if that's you right now and you're not sure exactly what to say or how to say it or what goes where, then you're not in the boat alone, right? There's so many business owners right now that are going through that same mental block, thinking to themselves, well, I can get away with it just for a few more years. Well, you can't. That road has come to an end. There's no more just, I'm going to write out a big, long 14-page sales letter with no kind of video engagement. You've got to have the video. Number one, if you put video on your website, it's going to help with people staying on your website, which is going to improve your organic rankings, which will get you more traffic. On on that second side of that, with paid advertising, you got to be able to push people through an actual sales process. That sales process has to have video engagement. If you remove that part of the process, then imagine going into a store right now and not having anybody to talk to. They actually just rolled out a McDonald's here in Texas that had no employees, right? Go and check that out. 0 employees in a McDonald's. That means that if you have a problem with something, you can't tell anybody. There's no buttons to push to go ahead and say, well, you know what, you gave me a medium instead of a large. You didn't put cheese on my hamburger, right? Or my cheeseburger, right? There's so many mishaps that can happen without human interaction. And so you don't want to put your consumers, your prospects, and your clients through a process that leads them to no human interaction. You can't expect to get higher levels of sales if you're not taking the time to develop the relationship. It's been like that since the beginning of time, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So you want to make sure that as you go into 2023, you're really focusing on the Google update. That Google update with the one-page scroll is very important, especially for paid advertisers, because we now have multiple opportunities without being pushed to page 2. Every 10 listings, you're going to be able to have a new advertising slot to promote in. And then when you get to the AI side of things, you still have to know how to put in the inputs. Because if you have a strong command for the input, you're going to get a great output, which is going to give you multiple variations to test very quickly. And that's really what comes down to the next stage, which is going to be the videos. You got to not only understand Google and AI, but you got to be willing to have that conversation with your market. Different conversations, different testing points, different conversion mechanisms. And when you have all that working for you, then your marketing in 2023 is going to be better than ever. And if you haven't introduced yourself behind the camera, if you haven't gotten into an AI app and seen exactly what the heck is all this fuss about, then you're going to be behind the curve and you're never really going to get caught up, because the way that things are moving are tremendously fast. So that's what I wanted to leave you with today. I wanted to make sure that you were aware of everything the top 3 things that are changing and the trends that are coming in 2023. And so I'd love to hear your comments below. Let me know what you're looking forward to and what scares you the most about changing your marketing strategy in 2023.